think we're live. Good morning, everybody. No idea if anybody's here yet, but I'm getting ready to eat. As you can see, the look it's overcast. No microphone. This camera, I have to use the another set, the Rode microphone. And the Rode microphone, I forgot to charge it. So one part was charged, the other part wasn't. So I failed. So hopefully this will work. It's just going to be a short stream today. I have a very busy day. So I'll be having breakfast and then wandering around. So let me just make sure that the stream is working. Get the spoon. I'm getting the chat up. I got an advertisement, so that means at least that part's working. There's multiple things I have to do anyway. Yeah, so sounds good, looks good, everything's good. So yeah, yesterday, busy day. I got the visa to Vietnam, so that is now completed. And I booked the bus ticket to go to Vietnam, so I'll be leaving Tuesday for Ho Chi Minh City, Saigon, whatever it's called. So I'm excited for the trip. So I'm very excited to go. Also, a couple days ago, I converted some money into Vietnamese dong. So I'm now officially a millionaire. It's not a lot of money. It's just weird. I also got my hotels and everything booked for the first 10 days of my trip. So I have the legwork part done. And then I'm only booking the first 10 days because I know where I'm going to be. Then I just want to kind of feel for what I want to do afterwards. I'm done. So yeah, actually, it's going to be interesting when I get to Saigon because I've plans to meet up with a bunch of folks. Vietnam Steve and I are going to meet up. Daryl from Doug from Planet Doug. So I have, it's just hilarious. I get meeting with a bunch of folks when I get there. I'm excited for the trip. Actually, yesterday when I was out running around, I went to go get some groceries and I bumped into Mike, a gentleman that watches the channel. So we had a lovely chat. He just came to Siem recently. I love meeting you guys. And I asked him, I was like, what's your handle on YouTube? Wanted to see if I'd had comments and stuff. And he goes, nope, I look. So, which is awesome. So if anybody is going to be in Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City, over the course of the next 2 weeks or so, let me know if you want to meet up. We can make arrangements, so to speak. Let me just turn this, my failings again for not disabling my phone noises. So. But yeah, lots of stuff planned. But today, my busy day, is Sorry. Hey Arnold. Nice seeing you here, my friend. If you watched my my series, actually I don't think I talked about it yet. My Siem Pokemon Friend series. I have a backpack. I've had it for a long time. And it is a backpack. A book bag, I guess I would call it back home. It's fairly, like, you can set it on its base. It has, like, you know, it'll stand. And it's like, it's deep, but it's walky. It's not ergonomic. It's not meant for traveling or hiking or anything along those lines. So, and with the amount of stuff I carry, I'm finding that the way that the load hits my back, because it doesn't go down very far, so I end up having to kind of like hold it weird, and like it's just not comfortable for, especially when I'm doing like a 1 hour trek. So today I'm going to go shopping down for another backpack where I can find, so if I travel one I will. So that's part of my plans for today. I also just want to make sure I get everything organized. So I have my visa for Vietnam, I have my ticket, hotels, and money. So I've actually asked Daryl and Doug what apps I should be using when I'm over there. So I got a list of those to go through. Every country is a little different. I also want to get a bunch of the local words down so I can have like a basic communication down when I get there. I want to try to be organized this time. So good. Every day. I haven't even touched the soup yet. I'm also on this camera this morning. It was raining like pretty hard a little while ago. So I was afraid that if I was out wandering around that my camera would get wet. So I want to make sure I bring the camera that can actually afford to get wet instead of my other one. Because the last thing I would like to have is my Pocket 3 to be destroyed before I get to use it in Vietnam. So, yeah, folks are here. See. That will take important. So this will be my last stream from Siem Reap for a while. The trip should be, I'm looking at 3 weeks to a month. I've got, I think, till the 15th of August. I think that's the date. I'm really good till. I have to double check. I also got to make sure that I get everything organized for coming back to Cambodia. I know recently they just made a change, not to the visa or anything, but to the it's a form you usually fill out when you come into the country. They're now doing it digital, so I just want to make sure I have that organized in my head so I know what I'm doing. I think you have to do it within a week before you come in. So I just want to make sure I have the app. We will head off to the new coffee shop too. There's one just up the street. Thought we'd go there for a coffee before I run away. There's not a lot of walking today, which I'm kind of okay with. That stream the other day was a little longer than I expected. My apologies to anybody that wanted to watch that after the fact. So 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 20 minutes? I was like, what the hell? I got wrapped up in it. Funny thing is I ended up having breakfast in that video too. So. Yeah, you get to see I eat here all the time. Probably understand why. So, if there are any places that you think I should be looking at when I'm in Ho Chi Minh City, let me know. Feel free to leave recommendations. I do appreciate them. I'm going to be doing a lot of eating when I'm there. So feel free to recommend local cuisines or foods that I might not know about, so I can take a look for them. Because I am frugal at heart, so I like local cuisine the majority of the time. If I had my choices of, a couple dollars for a local meal versus a large amount for a fancy meal, I will take the local every time. I've been like that for years. So good. And I keep forgetting to ask for the other egg. They have a boiled egg here. The soy egg, I guess. The hard-boiled egg. I am very partial to a runny yolk on an egg. So, but I do like a soft-boiled egg. Those are good. Or poached. It's funny, I was kind of commiserating about things from back home that I would miss or that I crave after the fact. And the funny thing is, it's always been the same thing. Like when I left Canada when I was younger, moved to Florida, we didn't think anything of it. We'd been there for a while. And then suddenly I was like, wait, I can't get no Henry bar, I can't get a coffee crisp or, cherry blossom or Macintosh toffee. There's a whole series of candy that I grew up eating. It just didn't exist outside of Canada. And so it used to be like a treat. We had a family come down and they'd bring, candy bars for us. Then when I got back up to Canada, well, all of those chocolate bars that I love were available in the dollar store. And at that time, I think they were like 53 or 55 cents each. Hey, nightlife. So I'd go to the dollar store and I'd pick up a couple, have them in my bag, and they're happy to have them. And then the price started going up. I think it was like 80 cents or something when I left Canada, but the chocolate bars kept on getting smaller and smaller. And the formula changed on them too, so they don't even taste the same. Like the cherry blossom. That used to be like a piece of chocolate. I don't know. That big around. And it's like, have you ever had like those chocolates with the cherry inside? A giant one of those. And now they're a third the size they used to be. And like not as juicy, not as like nothing. Like it's just they're crap. So in my head, I'm missing Canadian chocolate, but I don't miss the modern Canadian chocolate. I miss Canadian chocolate from 30 years ago. So I'll never get that back. I've never understood when companies change the recipes on something. You go from, butter and sugar and all that stuff to, some kind of weird oil and high fructose corn syrups and other sweeteners, and it's like, ugh, none of it does anything right. Doug! I can't cannot wait to have coffee in Vietnam. That is definitely on my list of things I'm looking forward to. And if you guys don't know Doug, he's in the comments there. Planet Doug, who I'm going to be meeting up with. Another fellow Canadian traveling over here in Southeast Asia. He's been doing it much longer than I have. And he's been having a lovely series over in Vietnam. So I've been quite entertained watching it. I'm trying not to watch all of it because I still want to learn a bunch, but he's done a couple of the sightseeing places that I've seen before, so I like to watch his take on them. So that's been kind of fun. So yeah, recommendation. If you're into laid back, chill people, which I tend to be. Oh, this is so good this morning. I needed this so much. Why isn't my food on a plate? It is on a plate. The plate. I'm not eating off the table. What does it look like? Because it's just a plastic plate. So many little pieces. I mean, so good. Yeah, last night the skies opened up. We got a lot of rain. Then when I got up this morning, it was still pouring down. I was thinking, oh, you just woke up, sorry. No, you're good. I was just curious as to what you thought I was eating from. I guess it kind of looks like a napkin, if you look at it. But it's just a white square. I didn't even think of it that way. Jishan is at the same place as $1.50? Yeah. GMM, just got back home from big breakfast here. Roast duck with rice and side soup, fresh fruit smoothie. That sounds good too. I could probably grab a smoothie. I hope no one messes with your bike when you're gone. If they do, they do. It's not the end of the world. I've stopped caring about possessions a while ago. Because the minute you start worrying about them, they no longer become your possession, you become part of theirs. So I'm like, I don't want to play that game. And gee, this is the same pork place for $1.50. Yeah, I've got a video on it, and I've eaten it quite a few times. I just love the fact that it's like right by the river, outside, comfortable place. Staff here is amazing, so lovely. And I just have to come in here, and they just look at me, and I just nod, and then I get the same meal. I don't have to worry about anything. Ooh, delicious. So good. Can't wait till November. When is that? November 20... Okay. You'll be in Siem too, yeah? I should be around. Or at least that's the intention. Who knows where I'll be. Trying to cut down your coffee addiction? Yeah. I'll probably need to curb that when I get back from Vietnam. I only have one a day. Currently. But that may change them over there. The tea is so good. When I get my smoothies, I use them without sugar too. I just prefer the taste of the fruit. And fruit over here is typically sweet enough anyway. So it doesn't really need much of a kick or a push into being delicious and sweet. The other day during my walk, I had that fried ball that had like the coconut and the banana and all that other stuff. That was nice because that was just the sweetness of the banana coming through. I love the fact that most people here have the exact same breakfast I do. I'll look around and it's just like, yep, everyone's having pork. I'm the one that has egg, and I don't see everyone with it, but a lot of times they do. Speaking of coffee, should we go have one? I think we can go have a hot coffee. I think a hot coffee would be good today. Let's go take care of that. Okay, 1 second. Like a good price coffee place next time. There is no name for the place, G. I've tried to show it in the past. There is no name for that place. It's just a location between a bike shop and a hair salon. On the other side of the river, there's a little black building. There is no name on it. So, hey, Seth. Okay, give me 1 second. Let's get this paid for. Money out. Try to get some cash today. One second. It's here. I'm just gonna do cash today.
Cash?
Yeah. Sorry. Sorry about that. Thank you. And for you. Thank you as always. Have a great day. Okay. Come on, camera. There we go. Sorry if I lost you guys there for a second. I'm so used to my gimbal camera that just does everything for me. I forget this one doesn't have a gimbal, so you're probably like staring at my shirt. Swimming pool streets. It's not too bad here. I mean, just a little side road stuff. The roads themselves are pretty much water free. My understanding is it used to be not that case, so Rude Potato Bowman Took is November 14 and 16. Great time to be in Siem Reap. Okay. I will. What is that event? Bonhomme. See, now I'm thinking French, right? So Bonhomme, but it's Bonhomme in Canada, and that is part of our winter festival. So Bonhomme is a character. He kind of looks like the Michelin Man, but he wears a red scarf and a red toque. He's very Canadian looking Michelin snowman dude. And Bonhomme, I think, is like good man or good guy. So, okay, let's get coffee. Hello. That's what I can have today. I'm going to show you guys the menu. Can I get a Americano hot? Americano hot. Yeah, no sugar. Is it okay to sit? Okay, thank you. Okay. They have an indoor area, but it's not me. more my jam. But this is a brand new place. It just opened up last week, so it's nice. I've gotten coffee here a couple times. I've not had it here, so I've always gotten it to go. So this will be my first time in the place. And get a nice hot Americano today. Yeah. Trying to think. Gee, I think I put a mark on a live stream a couple back when I was at the coffee shop. Arnold, it's just an overweight Captain Canuck. Yeah. Oh man, Captain Canuck. When you have to tell people that that's an actual thing, it's like we have a Canadian superhero, and he's just basically, it's like Captain Canada. But you know, no, we have to use the funny term for Canadian. We call ourselves Canucks, right? So weird being a Canadian overseas. I like it. I like being Canadian. Yeah, I've been watching some new stuff and some videos about life in Canada right now, and it just does not seem to be. It doesn't seem very positive. So, like the housing crisis is becoming a big issue, and a lot of it's tied to immigration. I don't have any issues with immigration at all. I think immigration is a great thing. I am an immigrant here myself, and I was an immigrant in the United States, so I'm all for people living all over the world. But the problem in Canada was the fact of the policy change. Thank you so much. Thank you. Tea? Thank you. Nice too. Yeah, so they changed the policy, kind of opened the door to allow a lot of immigrants coming into Canada. So there's been a large influx, a big push to bring people into the country. Again, no big issue with that. It's just that what they failed to look at was when I think they increased like about 1 million people, there wasn't housing for it. So all of a sudden now you have people scrambling for places, and the people that own rental units have just made it like it's now a renter, it's a the people that own it can ask the prices that they want. So the prices have skyrocketed, like double and triple from what they were a few years ago. So it's awful. So Arnold, a lot of scenes being put out in the street. Yeah, and it's horrible. Like I don't get it. I've actually had a bunch of friends reach out to me, asking about coming over here, you know, what it takes to do so. It's the second time it's happened where they put a fan next to you outside. Thank you. So you can see, you can see the fan in the shot. That feels lovely. It's just like a nice cool breeze outside. Oh, it's so nice. Yeah, this is a nice spot. Been watching them build it, so they had a bunch of the trees got delivered. I watched them put those in one day. It's a nice green place. I like it. It's a good feel. But yeah, I've had some friends reach out about the possibility of coming over to Southeast Asia and want to know what they need to do. And my statement has been the same to all of them. Get on a plane, come over here. That's it. That's all you need to do. If you are on the fence of making a decision, then come for a visit. You know, if you are bound and determined that you're going to make a go of it, hop on a plane, get rid of everything you've got, come over here. One moment, I just noticed that there's dust on the lens, so let's clean this up. My apologies again. But yeah, I just don't. For me, it's just like it's a simple thing. It's like I had to get away from Canada. I just had to get away from the West. It was just where I wasn't good. I wasn't good. So it's made a world of difference for me. And I know it's not for everybody. So that's why I say it's to my friends. It's like, just do, like, you know, if you've always wanted to go visit Thailand, you know, hop on a plane. You get a 1-month visa when you land. Go find a place, get a rental place for a week or two, you know, go to Bangkok, go to, you know, Koh Samui, go wherever you want to go, and just explore it and enjoy it for a little while. And then if you like it for the first month and you think, okay, then extend it. Or if you're like, I don't think Thailand works, hop on a plane, go to, there's so many different places here, you know. I just, and that's the other thing too, is like, in Canada, traveling is problematic. Like, we have planes and trains and all that kind of thing, but and buses, but the distance between our cities is so vast. Trying to think, so that it takes me. Good morning, Pat. Like, from Fredericton. So actually, yeah, say Halifax, because Halifax is where I did it. I took a train from Halifax to Montreal, and it was 24 hours. And so that train kind of goes winding around parts of New Brunswick up through the northern end, and then comes back down. Because in order to go to Montreal, you have to go north, because Maine encroaches it, so you can't just go straight up. So, yeah, it's a 24-hour train ride from Halifax. I think Moncton would be the next stop that I could have done, and I think that would have been 20 hours. But still, it's a long-ass time. And the cost, like, a flight in Canada is a couple $100. And that's the cheapest you'll find. A hotel, dear God, like, it's hundreds of dollars. So getting up just to go on a trip, like, to take a 1-week vacation in Canada, including flight, hotel, and everything, and eating out, I could live here for 2 months and eat out and do everything, and it's just completely, it just doesn't make any sense to you know, because of what you hear. You know, it's like my trip right now, going to Vietnam. My bus is under $40, and I'll be going from one country to another. You know, I can't beat that. I can get a flight to Bangkok round trip for like 100 and change. So if I ever get to be in my bonnet, I want to go into Thailand again, just book a flight, no big deal. You know, just as easy to go to Kuala Lumpur, anywhere. So that's the thing. Once you're here, traveling around is easy. It's just a matter of getting here. That's the biggest hurdle. And I think that's what stops a lot of my fellow Canadians from coming over, is because it's a long road here, like 30 hours for me to get here, and I've seen 50-60 hours if you got layovers, and it's just like, ugh, no thank you, no thank you. But I don't know, I'm hoping that my friends are able to come over. It was good. It's funny that the burnout that I was feeling, the burnout I was feeling in Canada, I felt so alone. Like, I was the only person experiencing it. I thought that, you know, it was because of how I was dealing with the pandemic and everything. I thought it was just me. And what I didn't realize is, like, I have a lot of friends that are dealing with the same thing, except I hit the fuck it point and wanted to leave before they did. So, you love how I educate between Canada and Asia? That's no problem. And just talk about what life was like there. Yeah, I've been finding too. Visiting Canada is on your list. You'll drive over there. Yeah. That you'll make sure you have a full tank of gas before you cross over the border. Trying to think. It was when I left. I think it was like $1.60 Canadian a liter, and I may be wrong, I think it's 5 or 6 liters per gallon, per U.S. gallon. So it's expensive gas. So, but you know, if you are able to go over to Canada to visit, it's a beautiful country. Like it's outstanding. Like it's one of like I love the fact that I come from such a beautiful place. And where I lived in New Brunswick, I'm so fortunate to have so much. Like there's so much forest there. Like I could just wander in the woods for hours and hours and hours. And then if I wanted to, you know, it's a few hours drive, and then I'm on the beach. So we're right next to we're on the coast of Canada, right? But the Atlantic Ocean and the North Atlantic or Northern Atlantic, it's never warm. It's cold all the time. And we braved it, man. As a kid, we used to go swimming in the ocean. You're just like, it's water, I'm swimming, and you just go do your thing. It's hilarious what you deal with. But yeah, growing up in Canada was good. I'm glad that I've had the childhood that I've had. I'm glad that I've been able to explore, you know, North America when I had the opportunity. I'm glad I didn't wait, because if I was my age now, wanting to travel, I would be so frustrated. I'd be like, that's it. I would have just given up and come over here anyway. But I still have some other places over here that I really, really, really want to go visit. It's like New Zealand and Australia. I have to go over a visit at some point while I'm here. That'll be nice. But I know those are going to be expensive trips, so you gotta be careful. We won't be in Canada. 1 week trip in vacation in Canada, you can live in Siem Reap for 2 months. Yeah. So let's just, I can break it down. Hotel rooms typically are costing around $200 a night, Canadian. So a week, that's $1,400. Your flight, you're looking anywhere between, probably between $300 and $400. So we'll do the low end, we'll do 300. So now we're at 1,700. So you have to eat out because you're there. Your breakfast, going cheap, you're looking at $10. So that's another $70. Lunch and dinner, you'll be hard pressed not to do $50 a day. And I think that would be conservative for food. If you're doing any entertainment, like if you're going to do any sightseeing and stuff, that's all going to cost you. If you're renting a car when you get there, that's going to cost you. So a 1 week vacation in Canada can cost you $2,000. Easy. And if you've got a family, dear God, the prices just keep going up. You know, and I know, like when I was a kid, when we were traveling, we did a lot of driving. Like that was our thing. But even like my mom, like very economical-minded lady, like she would, we'd have a cooler in the back of the car, and we would have like sandwich fixings. Like she would have like, you know, like egg salad and, you know, all those salads that you'd want, potato salad, coleslaw, all that kind of stuff, chips and sandwiches. We'd make that, and then we would have, you know, our lunch on the road. We'd sit at a picnic area, and she'd make sandwiches, and we would have outside lunches. And for us, it was like, as kids, it was like that was heaven. But I can understand. 1 week in Moncton cost you $1,800. There you go. Yeah. So I'm not far off. And with that, did you have to do, like, did you fly or did you drive? Because if you didn't have to fly to Moncton, you would have to add more to it. So, and Moncton is not like one of the big super destinations in Canada. So, yeah. The Via Rail train trip is on your bucket list. The one in the West Coast with the dome ceiling going through the Rocky Mountains, that's outstanding. That's something to do for sure. Never even look at gas prices over here, but it's Super Cup doesn't use much. Okay, Super Cup. I don't even know what a Super Cup is. I am doing much better now. I am absolutely doing much better. Yeah, this the funny thing, I call it a trip, but it's no longer a trip. I'm here now. Like this is my life. This is where I'm going to be. and I couldn't be happier. Yeah, I've got a friend. She's planning on coming over as soon as she gets her passport and stuff done. So it'd be nice to have some folks I know from back home coming over. Oh God! Oh, that was funny. The chair again. They built everything here, so it's. Here, I'll show you. It's easier to show. So it's just gravel and brick, but I just leaned here, and then my chair leg went right in to the right into the dirt. So I was like, "What the hell's happening to me? Why is the land trying to swallow me?" It wasn't. I'm just realizing I'm still too fat for Cambodia. It's okay. I got weight to lose still. I'm good. Okay, I gotta make sure I got. There we go. Oh God. Sean, between Canada and Cambodia, which country overall feels safer just to travel or walk around? So it depends on where you are, and I think that's anywhere. In Siem Reap, I feel safe here anytime I've gone out, day, night, whenever. Phnom Penh at night, I didn't feel terribly unsafe, but I felt I had to be more cautious, and that's just because the area that I was in, because there's a lot of nightlife and things. So, but in Toronto, I didn't go out at night at all. Like, it just didn't feel safe anymore, and I used to. Montreal, fairly safe. Again, depending on the area you're in. Fredericton, New Brunswick, there, I could go out any time and feel safe. So I would say they're comparable. You know, any major city, any major metropolis is going to have its issues. You know, the more people you have, the more options you have for nefarious people. That's all it is. So, and plus, when you get around more people, you got to keep your head on a bigger swivel. But and Canada is much safer than the United States for me. Did you see that? There was a fly on the lens. You could. You flew since you didn't have time off. Okay. Hoping to bumping into me on my walk. Wait. Are you? Okay. Okay, so you're November. Yeah. I was just like, wait, are you here now? Like, people bump into me during my walks all the time. But yeah, just let me know when you're in town. We can meet up. I have no problems with that. Or just randomly bumping into folks, because that happens all the time too. I needed that. Yeah, it's so funny because I didn't think when I started doing this that I'd meet many people and be like, you know, the world's so huge, right? It's like, what's the chances of somebody bumping into me, you know, little old me here in Siem Reap, and it's like once or twice a week I meet people, and I'm like, what the hell? How is this happening? But it's cool. Are you a big Pink Floyd fan? It's a t-shirt that I bought. I like Floyd. I mean, I saw them perform the Final Cut in Tampa, the last tour, with the entire band with Roger Waters in it. I think they're one of the best progressive rock bands ever made, and I still think that the sound is timeless. So, but they're there's a multitude of bands. I love music. Like, it doesn't matter. So, it's easy to say. When I was leaving Canada, there's a store in Fredericton that we have called Giant Tiger. I'd go in there to buy my bananas every week because they had the best price on bananas, and I ate banana every day. And when you're going to leave the store and you're heading out towards the checkout, they had, like, you know, shirts and things, and they had a bunch of t-shirts come in that they had some like DC comic shirts, and they had some rock and roll shirts I picked up. I had this one, David Bowie. I had another one, but it fell apart in a wash. It got stuck on something, and the washing machine I had in my apartment was rough. So yeah, it destroyed one of my shirts. But yeah, I got a bunch of these things. I bought them because they were cheap. I think I was paying in Canada. I thought they were cheap. I paid $10 each for them. Gee, if I meet you in Cambodia, I'd like to buy you lunch if you don't mind. I'm happy to meet you. You don't have to buy me lunch, but if you want to, I would never. You have to. I understand that people want to be generous, and so accepting gracefully and graciously is something I'm learning to do. So I would be happy to, but it's not something I would ever expect. So if you guys want to meet up with me, it's just cool to hang out and have a coffee and whatever. I'm good. So Southern rock fan, buddy show in Thailand. Yeah, I am growing up through the '70s, Southern rock was such a big part of my childhood, right? So CCR and Leonard Skinner, and there's so much of it, and it's so good, and it's still. That's the thing, is like I find that rock music specifically from the 60s through the 90s was really amazing. Pop music was really good. I try to ignore pop music in the 70s because you had such glaring differences between like ABBA and the Carpenters, and you still had stuff coming over from the 50s. Like the 60s was a weird time for pop music. You saw Division Bell, Momentary Lapse tours, yeah, great tours. Division Bell, those were both after the fact. So Final Cut was the one I saw before Roger Waters told him to go fuck off. You turned 67 yesterday. Well, happy birthday, man! Another July baby. I'm 56 in. What are we looking at? What's today? 16 days. So I'm excited. I'm actually. Easy enough to tell. So, a few years ago, I've been even before coming over here. I was watching, travel vlogs and things for Southeast Asia, and I stumbled upon a couple of guys that were in Vietnam, Chris Lewis and Max McFarlane. They do a lot of food stuff, and they went out and they had a feast of snails. And I just thought it was amazing that there were so many different types of snails that I'm like, if I ever get over there, that's what I want to go and have a feast. So, as a child growing up, we had an option for our birthday. We could either go to a restaurant with our family. We'd go to like a fancy restaurant, like a French restaurant. We could have anything we want off the menu, and we could eat. We called it going to a big people's restaurant. So it was like going out for a really nice meal with the family. Or we could go to McDonald's and have a birthday party with some of our friends. I did the birthday party once, and I was like, this sucks, never again. And so the rest of my childhood, we would go out for a fancy meal. And a lot of times my fancy meal included having escargot. I love snails ever since I was a little kid. So what I want to do is, and this has been my plan since I got over here, was I want to go to Vietnam on my birthday. I want to go out for a feast of snails, and I'm going to do that for my birthday. My birthday falls on a Tuesday this year, so if you've been following around, you know that my Catching Up with Sean series happens on Tuesdays. So I'm going to have a huge feast of snails on my birthday here. So Cambodia, I got a ticket to see David Gilmour at the Hollywood Bowl this October. That is awesome. That'd be fun to see. I was watching. There's a guy that does like voice breakdowns on YouTube, and he was doing an analysis of the Who, Roger Daltrey, in a recent concert, just singing and doing his thing at a concert, like at a live performance, and he was breaking down the vocal. And I've been watching a few of his videos, and the thing that's consistent is that he's saying is like the older artists that were singers, even as they're progressing and getting older, they're still being singers. So the ones that worked on their vocals, so you know, that worked on their voice, they're still able to do it even in their 70s. So that's pretty amazing. I don't know how many of today's artists would have the longevity to still perform in their 70s. It'd be interesting to see. Gee, you don't mind at all. It's a pleasure to watch your videos. It's a very pleasant listen. Thank you. I appreciate that. Pat, my birthday was July 5th. I'm 53. Well, happy belated birthday. All the July babies. Such cool. You saw that Vietnam snail episode. Yeah, buddy. They did... I think there's like 3 of them. The one that I watched initially was Max, Chris, and they had a friend from Japan with them, and they basically ordered like one of every one of the snails that they had in each one of the sauces. They had something like 50 some odd little bowls of them. I'm not going to do anything stupid like that. I would love to, but yeah. And then I think Max did one again when he hit 500,000 subscribers. And then the other one I saw recently, well, it was this year. He went out and had like 50-cent snails, and I'd just be like, oh God. You saw the Clash twice the same year, Ramones 5 times, Bo Diddley, Sam and Dave opened for the Clash. Oh God. Yeah, I didn't get to see the Clash. They just never seemed to tour where I was. I've seen the Ramones a couple times. I think they're all gone now. I think all of them have passed away. I think Joey was the last one. I think he just passed away a couple of years ago. Bo Diddley and Sam and Dave. Man, I can't imagine Bo Diddley and Sam and Dave opening up for the Clash. That just seems like a weird combination that works in my head. I mean, like a rockabilly punk kind of thing. So yeah, I mean, I can absolutely see it. It's hilarious, and I love it. Music is such a cool thing. Like, you know, I'm 56. I've been listening. I've been an avid music fan since I was a kid. Like, I was the kid that you'd listen to the radio and you get your cassette tape, and then you'd hit record and pray that you caught the song you wanted to, and that the radio announcer doesn't interrupt it and say something stupid over the song, so you have to rewind and do it all over again. But like, I grew up with that, and that's like, I've been so into music. What was your favorite concert? It's one of the first ones I went to. I was in high school. It would have been 84. And I got to go see Thomas Dolby. It's the second album that he had. So he had the song Dissident and Radioactive, or Hyperactive. And I knew him initially from the She Blind Me With Science. I bought that album, The Golden Age of Wireless, and my least favorite song on that album was She Blind Me With Science. Like, I really enjoyed what he did musically. So I wanted to see him live. And it's just I love the fact that he was such a geek, and he was making music electronically, and he was a showman. But it's like I related to him because he was such a nerd, and he was like one of my guys. So he was great, absolutely great. First time the runs with the Talking Heads and Eddie and the Hot Rods. Dear God. Iggy Pop with Bowie on the keyboards. Blondie opened. Dude, that's a good one. I saw Bowie with Tin Machine in Toronto. So many concerts though, and that's the other thing too. Is like I worked a lot of nightclubs in Florida, so a lot of the nightclubs that I worked at, we had live shows. So, and when you're in the alternative music scene, that's all the live shows we had were like all the bands that we liked. So I'd see bands like Nirvana and Soundgarden and Love and Rockets and Skinny Puppy and Susie and the Banshees and The Cure. Like, I just saw so many of these bands, and it was like all the time. So after a while, it just became, it's like, oh, that band's coming in, and I'd be working and I'd hear them and I'd look up and I'd see them playing and I'd be like, oh, that's cool. But yeah, just it was just so weird. But I've seen so many artists, like just so many. I can't even, I couldn't even count the number of bands that I've listened to. It's hundreds. And then I went to a bunch of the big festivals like Lollapalooza when they were around in Toronto. Did the first 2 Lollapaloozas. Went to Woodstock, you know, all that kind of stuff. Soundgarden was great. I saw Soundgarden before Bad Motorfinger. Oh, thank you. They're so lovely here. She just brought me out another iced tea. I think the album was Big Dumb Love was theirs. And you could still hear the garage part of their band at that point. And then right after that, I think Bad Motorfinger was the one after that. And then I was just like, oh yeah, these guys are... I liked them a lot when I first saw them. And then I was like, yep, these guys are massive. Another one of the good, amazing shows I saw was in Living Colour. The guys that did the Cult of Personality song. That I've never seen more energy on stage in my life with those guys. I was just in awe. They were so good. Last rock album you bought was Bleach by Nirvana, and then realized it was no longer... Oh... I'll take Miles in Train now. Nothing wrong with Miles, man. Miles Davis is good. That's the thing, is like, I even when I was younger, you know, I'm 19, 20 years old, you know, listening to, you know, at that time I could flip between listening to Depeche Mode, Motley Crue, or Dio. I was a big Dio head. And then like just easily throw on, you know, Mozart and, you know, or like, you know, Patsy Cline. Like it all moved me in different ways. So it's just, I wasn't into one specific style of music. I was just into music. And it was nice. And I'm staring at the ants that are wandering. Like if you're wondering what I'm looking at, the wall behind you guys, it's just, there's ants that are all over the place. Because I assume since the new building, they're trying to figure out where the hell they need to build their house. So funny. I was going to leave after that bit of comment. Got a whole other iced tea here. Oh, beautiful. Tea over here is something else, man. What I like about the tea, like green teas specifically, is like you get like we all know what water tastes like, right? But it just, you get that refreshment of the water, and then there's like this undertone of something. It just sits there. You can't quite figure out what it is, and it's just the nice brightness of the tea. I just love it. It just tickles my tongue. Around Midnight with Dexy Gordon. See it. Really, if you ever get the chance to see Around Midnight with Dexy Gordon, I will have to take a look for that. Yeah. Oh God, sinking in again. If I lean the wrong way, I sink. Oh man. I've been doing this an hour again, I assume. Just, you know, just gonna have breakfast. It'll be a half hour. We'll be good. And you guys gonna be talking about music. It's all good. It's all good. I wonder how much. I probably don't have much left on this. Yeah, this camera does not have. It's 38%. Does that rain a lot today? It seems wet on the roadway. Yeah. Well, I mean, look, that's a lot of blue sky over there. So it's been overcast all night. So we had a lot of rain overnight. But today, well, this morning it was raining. I would say I got up at 6 and it rained till about 8. So, you know, not too bad. I was worried that it was going to continue raining this morning, but it's been good. It's been really good. Okay, so housekeeping. Yeah, so I'm leaving for Vietnam Tuesday. So Friday is when I stream, so that's usually Thursday night back east. So that's still on the docket. I'm still planning on doing my live streams. The thing is that the SIM cards that I'm getting in Vietnam, I don't quite know what my options will be, but I think I'll get like a certain number of gigabytes a day. So what I'm going to still do is, like right now I have 2 phones. So I'm going to get a secondary SIM for my modem phone, and then I'll get a secondary SIM for this phone as well. I like to have both active, just because of who I am. I like having a backup available to me. So in case of anything happens, like if my phone gets lost or stolen or anything, I just want to make sure I have everything available to both. I don't want to get stuck. Do you think it's a smart move whenever you're traveling? There's Wi-Fi everywhere, but I want to make sure that I have my own data. And it's not expensive. I think I'll be, between the two, it'd be like, I think it's like $6 or $7 a month per phone. So it's not going to be too much. So yeah, Friday I'll be live streaming, which will be Thursday night. There will be shorter streams, so I don't expect them to be this long, just because I'm going to be working when I'm there, and plus I don't know how well the coverage will be. So we'll see how it goes. That's the plan. So yeah, for the next few weeks I will be live streaming from Vietnam. My videos though will be me in Phnom Penh. So my series in Vietnam will not start until the second week of August, I think it is. So there's that. But the Tuesday videos, those will all be filmed in Vietnam. If that makes anything as confusing as it is in my head, then I'm trying. So yeah. We'll be getting 2 live streams and a video from Vietnam a week, and then the rest will be in Phnom Penh. That should confuse everybody. We'll see. I'm trying to, I want to be active. I want to maintain things, so that's what I'm doing. I'm filming Tuesday's video tonight, so I'm going to go out for dinner this evening and film that. I think I will be, it's either tonight or tomorrow. Because I just want to make sure I have everything done. And then this afternoon is going to, I got to finish all of my scheduling and like all my thumbnails and everything for the remainder of the Phnom Penh series. I want to make sure I get all of that squared away, so it's all done. And yeah, we're all set. But right now I'm going to go shopping for a new backpack, because I want to get one that's travel oriented, that has a strap and like longer, so that it sits on my shoulders and my lower back a bit more than what I currently have. Instead of, because with the backpack I have right now, I found that it was pinching my shoulders. Now that I've lost weight, my padding is different, so everything hurts. It's so weird. Def said, you're looking forward to my Vietnam content? Yeah, me too. I'm looking forward to getting there. So it's been a bucket list for me for a long time. I can't wait. But I'm going to head off and finalize and get going for the rest of my day. I thank everybody for stopping in and being a part of this. You guys are amazing. Thank you for the conversation, keeping me going while I'm having coffee and eating breakfast. Oh, it's so much fun. Yeah, I say this every time. I will say it again. If you could hit the like button on your way out, it would be greatly appreciated. I do make all of these live streams into videos. So as soon as I'm done, I usually set it up so that people that aren't able to watch it live can. But if you hit the thumbs up, it does tell the algorithm in YouTube that you are interested in my content. It will share it with more people. So the more people we have, the better. We talked about it a few weeks ago. It's still on the docket. When we get to 10,000 subscribers, I'm going to dye my hair purple. Yes, I will have purple hair at 10,000 subscribers. So if you want to see that, let people know. Anyway, it's going to happen one day. So it may take a couple years, but I'm fine with that. I'm here for the long haul. What time is that pork place open in the morning? I think they open at 6:30 or 7. Between 6 and 7 is what I would say. It's early, so they're there before I am. But anyway, I'm going to head off. Thank you everybody for coming out. Thank you so much for being part of the live stream. And next time I talk to you, we'll be in Vietnam. But anyway, talk to you later. Later, buddy. Bye.